Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be talking about top 7 free CAD softwares for dress pattern drafting, especially for the beginner. If you want to switch from manual pattern drafting to digital pattern drafting, it can be very intimidating. If you come across this video because you want to learn digital dress pattern drafting, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to be introducing you to 7 top free CAD pattern drafting softwares that has a very short learning curve. Because most of the time, the problem with switching from manual pattern drafting to digital pattern drafting is the long learning curve that you need. But luckily, today, you can find some free CAD softwares that are not so complicated. They are not as complicated as Browseware or Clo 3D or even Marvelous Design. They are not so complicated. So I want to introduce you to these 7 free CAD softwares. So if that is what interests you, then let's start with the very first. The very first one I want to talk about is the Simula 2D. Now, if you put in Simula.io on your Google, it brings you to this Simula 2D page. And you can click here to download it, or you can first of all read about Simula 2D. They tell you about what Simula 2D is all about. And the great thing about Simula 2D is that it is completely free. It is easy to download, even though I'm going to do a video on how you can download Simula 2D and introduce you to the software. If you go here to the software also, you also have a chance to download it, read about Simula 2D, the problem it is solving, and then you can actually download it and you can start using it. As usual on my channel, I talk about different kinds of CAD, dress pattern drafting softwares, and I take my time to take you through each of them. So with Simula 2D, there's not much videos online about Simula 2D in details. So I'm going to take my time and show you how you can download this, how you can set it up on your computer, and how you can start using it. But it is good to know that once you download it, the interface is quite easy. This is the interface. It's quite easy to use. On the left, you have all the pattern drafting tools that you can use. On top here, the menus, you have all the tools that will help you to enter your measurements, that will help you to store your patterns and all that. And the good thing about Simula 2D is that when you have created a pattern with a particular measurement set, if you want to use another measurement set to create that same pattern, it is very easy. The pattern will adjust itself as long as you created the pattern well in the first place. So that is the fantastic thing about Simula 2D. As I said, I'm going to do some subsequent videos taking you through Simula 2D. If that is something you're interested in, then stay tuned for my subsequent videos. And now let's go to number 2, free CAD dress pattern drafting software. Now, the second free CAD pattern drafting software I will recommend for the beginner is Valentina. Valentina is very similar to Simula 2D. In fact, if you have Simula 2D, I would say there's no need for you to go to Valentina. But if you also want to start with Valentina, it's virtually the same system. If you learn how to use Simula 2D, you can use Valentina. And once you come to this website, the website is called smart.pattern.com. Once you put that in your Google, smart.pattern.com, you can scroll down and then you can come here and then you can download the open source CAD free pattern drafting software. It is also free like Simly 2D. So you can go ahead and download it and then you start using it. Unfortunately, the program that actually shows you how to use it, you need to pay for it. But you can actually download it and learn it by yourself if you want. You don't need to pay for any book. You can just learn by yourself. And there are a few YouTube videos on how to use Valentina, even though it's not so detailed, but there are a few of it. And there's also a blog that they have, so you can also go through it and see, but you need to actually register. You can go through their blogs and see one or two things that you can learn about the Valentina. There's not much, unlike Simly 2. Simly 2, you have a community of people using it, and whatever questions you have, you can drop it. But I haven't seen something like that for Valentina. I don't know if they have it. I'm not so sure. But you could try it and see if there's anything like that. Now, the third free CAD pattern drafting software that is easy for the beginner is the Pattern Maker, which is called Pattern Made for You. And that here is the website. Once you put patternmadeforyou.com, it takes you to this website. They have a free version and they also have a paid Pattern Maker Deluxe and Pattern Maker Professional. Let's take a look at how you can actually use this Pattern Maker as a beginner. Once you've registered with your email and a password, you land on this page. And if you want to know how this works, you can click here and then you can see step by step how to use it. First, you put in your measurements and then you select a collection. They have different collections for females, but for the free one, these are all the collections they have. And once you've chosen your collection, the next thing that you need to do is to select one of the garments that you want to design, or ready-made garments. That's why I said it's very good for a beginner. It's quite easy to use. And then you select the style option that you want. So you can see it's a step-by-step thing. And then you make use of your saved measurements that you've already uploaded. And then the pattern maker will draft the pattern for you based on your style options and based on your measurements. It's as easy as that. So this one is the third free CAD pattern drafting software for you to try your hands on as a beginner. So go ahead and try your hands on this. Then drop your messages if you've used it before. Let us know what you think about pattern made for you. So let's go straight now to the fourth free CAD pattern drafting software. Before I go on to number 4, free CAD pattern drafting software, I want you to know that with this pattern maker, you can actually try all these paid ones, the Pattern Maker Professional and the Pattern Maker Deluxe. You can try it free for 30 days. For 30 days. Once you're signed up, you can click, there's a place that showed you to click. Previously, you click there, and then you can actually use it free for 30 days. Then you see if this can work for you. I have not actually used it, but from what I see, I think it's going to be quite easy to use compared with the other CAD softwares that I've actually tried. This looks quite easy step by step. So go ahead and try it. If you have any problems, you can drop your comment. I will create time to actually sit down and look at it and see how difficult it is. I've signed up for it, so I will create time and look at it and see how easy really, whether it is as easy as they say. So with that said, let's go to the fourth free CAD pattern drafting software. Number four on my list is Inkscape. Essentially, Inkscape is technically a kind of graphics program. It's not exactly for fashion design, but it has so many things, programs that you can actually use to create your patterns or draft your dress patterns. There's so much here, and it also has a community that you can even ask questions if you want. There's a forum. It has a lot here that you can learn, frequently asked questions. It has books and materials, tutorials. It shows you how to do animation, a lot of things. If you go through these tutorials, there are a lot of things you can use. Basically, if you're doing pattern drafting or you're using a CAD pattern drafting software, the basic drafting tools can be found in Inkscape. Tools you can use to create Bezier curves, tools you can use to create all kinds of lines, rectangles, notes. And another good thing is that with Inkscape, you can actually convert your manual patterns to digital patterns. Because with Inkscape, you can draw on a picture. You can create SVG files just from a picture. So it's possible for you to convert your manual patterns to digital patterns using Inkscape. So if you've used Inkscape before, drop your comments. How do you see Inkscape? Is it easy to use? What have you used it for? Drop your comments so that others can also be informed on how to use Inkscape for pattern drafting. If you're actually new to pattern drafting, Inkscape is not that easy for you to learn because it took me quite a long time to get around Inkscape. But I'm putting it here as something that is free, so you have all the time in the world, to play with it, to do a lot of experimenting with it because it's free. And you have all the basic tools you need to actually create a pattern, dress pattern for yourself. So this is my number four, Inkscape. If you scroll down, you can get to see that they have a supportive community. If you want to learn more, you can learn more about it. And here you can know everything that you can do with Inkscape. So now let's go to number five, free CAD pattern drafting software. On number five position is Tokatech. Tokatech. Now, Tokatech is not completely free. But the cheapest subscription for this digital pattern making by Tokatech is $19 a month, which is not quite cheap for a lot of people. But considering the amount of things you can do with Tokatech, it's relatively cheap, really. And there's a lot you can do with this. A lot. You can do digital pattern making. And the good thing is that once you come to the website, there are short videos showing you how this works. Like this digital pattern making demo, you can click on it. It takes you to a video showing you how this works. So it's quite handy for you if you want to know how this works or if this is good for you. Basically, this is a real CAD pattern drafting software. As I said, as you can see, sometimes it can be very, very intimidating. There are so many tools here that you can use to create your patterns, to grade your patterns. But the good thing about all these other paid tools, is that you can get this done with just a click. Unlike if you want to use open source like Simly 2D or Valentino, it actually takes time for you to be able to do this. But with all these other ones that you can pay to use, it doesn't take much, it's just a click. I have a video that I showed you how to actually create all these patterns, create different kinds of dart manipulations with just a click using a CAD pattern drafting software called AUDACES Patterns. I'm going to link that below this video and also link it right here. In case you also want something, that you can try your hands on, because they have a free trial of 14 days. Also with this, you have a free trial, you know. You can get a free trial with the $19 per month subscription. There is the ability for you to do a free trial. You can see here, for this one, you can start a free trial with this, which is something that you can actually, go for and get used to it. But before you do that, it is better you go through the course. There's an online training that is available that is free, this particular one. Once you click on enroll now, it takes you here, pattern making for fashion design. It takes you here, and you can enroll just with your email and all that. So once you enroll, these are the courses you see. They teach you how to create all these basic patterns, the sleeves, the back, the front, skirt patterns, just basic blocks. But through the process, you're going to see how Tokatech actually works. This is what the course is all about. This is the course curriculum. you know Once you register with your email, these are the things you go through. It is better you go through this, enroll for it, it is free. You go through this so that you have an idea of how the Tokatech really works. I am going through it step by step, see how it works before you go and do the trial period, because by the time you see how it works, you have an idea of how to use it, so that you actually try your hands on it by signing up for the free trial of the Tokatech. I don't know if you've used Tokatech before. If you've watched this video and you've used it before, or you've done the trial period before, or you're actually using it, you can drop your comments below for people that actually want to know how this works. So now let's go to the sixth one. Now, number six free CAD pattern drafting software is Wild Ginger. That is free wild things. This is not for dress pattern drafting. But if you ever want to create patterns for your hats, patterns for your bags, and patterns for your accessories, and you want a free software to do that, this is Free Wild Things that can help you do that. I've created a bag with it before, some time ago, when I just started learning how to sew. So Free Wild Things is just for your bags, just for your hats, and just for your accessories. But the good thing is that it is free. So you can try your hands also on it. This is what it looks like. This is the gallery. Now, if you come here and just put your cursor, you can expand it to see all that you can do with it, the different kinds of bags you can actually create with this. There are quite some simple but cute looking bags that you can create with this, really. They are. So that is it for Wild Things. As I said, it is free to create accessories, but not for patterns. They do have softwares for the pattern, for creating patterns, but they are very expensive. And that is beyond the scope of this video. So I won't even go there. They are far, far too expensive. Their pattern drafting softwares, they are too expensive. So if you want to create bags, you want to create hats, and so on and so forth, play around with Wild Ginger software. You will like it. It's very easy and straightforward to to use. So now let's go to the seventh one, the last one. So the last and number seven, but not the least, is free sewing for bespoke sewing patterns. Now this is completely free. And if I may advise, if you're totally new to CAD pattern drafting, I think you should start here. It's completely free and it's very simple to use. All you have to do is that once you've registered with your email, you're given a link for you to start using free sewing, bespoke sewing patterns. All you have to do is to pick any design, add a set of your measurements, then customize your pattern to fit your measurements. It's as simple as that. So as I said, if you're really, really new and you want to switch from manual pattern drafting to CAD pattern drafting, it is good you start here. And it is free, no hidden charges. This is an open source. It's almost like Simula 2D, but it's not as advanced as Simula 2D. So it's really easy to use. So all you have to do, as I said, register and open an account. You get a link, and then you can start using this free sewing to create free bespoke sewing patterns. So if you're hearing this for the first time or you've used it before, drop your comments. How do you find it? Is the free sewing okay? Is it easy for you to use? So drop your comments and let others also be aware and be informed on how to use free sewing to create free bespoke sewing patterns. They also have a community where you can also showcase your designs and also look at other people's designs. If you come here to showcase, you can look at other people's designs, can also come here to look at other people's designs and get ideas on what kind of designs you can actually create. So I think that is all you need to know about this. Just go check it out and see what you can do with this. So with that, I've come to the end of this video on 7 free CAD pattern drafting software, a beginner's guide. You can pick one or two from the list that I've given to you. Try your hands on it because most times it is trial and error that gets you to learn. That is what I did to be able to learn all the CAD pattern drafting softwares. So if you're really serious about transiting from manual pattern drafting to digital pattern drafting, this list is something you should have very handy. Go through it several times, choose the ones you want, try, register, try your hands on it, try creating your basic blocks with it, and see how far it takes you. So once again, thank you so much for watching my video. Till next time, stay blessed.